Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you my PvP build for Cyrodiil. It's Stamina Sorcerer, 2-hand and bow. Now I'm really enjoying this build at the moment. It's good damage, good speed, it's just fast-paced gameplay. I'm going to be going through some of the pros and cons of what the build brings, CP, gear, all that good stuff. So starting off with the pros, I'd say it's a great all-round build this. You can play it in a group, play it solo. Really strong in battlegrounds, strong in Imperial City, so you're not really limited to a type of gameplay you might be stuck with say a Gankblade or a Magical Warden. One of the main features of this build is it's the healing from the critical surge. Your vigor when the Trollkin's proccing makes it so strong, so survivable, especially in this sort of situation. You can see now I'm a blue going up against reds and yellows, not necessarily getting focused all the time, but you can dart in and out, kill a few people, come back out. And on top of that, it's super user friendly. You only got to keep up 2 buffs, Critical Surge and Hurricane. Great for beginners or anyone who might be struggling in Cyrodiil a bit, or just for anyone who wants to try something new. It's very different to a lot of the metas nowadays that rely on sort of tanking the damage or shield stacking. And yeah, it's just a bit different. Now onto the weaknesses of the build. I find it struggles a bit with Magicka Templars and Magicka Sorcerers. Templars mainly because they can just purge all your dots off straight away and you're sort of relying only on 3 of them. Magicka Sorcerers, just the shield stacking, it's just so hard to break through. Even if you're stunning them on the floor, they can break free and shield stack back up again with their pets. So yeah, a couple of weaknesses, but not too many. Now I am a red guard this patch. I find with the new race changes the sustain's just amazing. So I've got a lot of weapon abilities, so yeah, red guard all the way. I find I tried orc, just couldn't sustain in the same kind of way. Had to sort of compensate it with more stamina recovery, so I thought it was a little bit of a waste compared to just using red guard and having a bit more weapon damage. And on top of that, red guards now have 15% snare immunity, so that's really nice. As you can see, I'm not running any cleanse at all, like forward momentum, so that's really useful in here. So I'm going to let the clip I recorded this morning run for a little bit, just so people get a bit of an idea what it's all about, and then I'll jump straight into the gear. So a quick look at my stat sheet. I've got 7 into health, that's optional. You can put it all into stamina if you like. I'm using gold food. I know it's expensive, it's not absolutely essential, but that health recovery is really nice and a bit more max health. And Boone the Steed, of course, for the health recovery, but mainly for the speed. Now onto the gear. I've got 1 Spriggan's Nirnhone dagger with disease damage, 1 sword sharpened with shock damage. I did try out dagger axe. Obviously the axe has been nerfed a bit, but I found dagger sword seems to be the best. Shock damage for that minor vulnerability, disease for the healing debuff. Got your Master's Bow, infused weapon damage. Now I did have Nirnhone before the patch, but obviously the enchants to the dual wield's been nerfed, so I'm using infused weapon damage now. Trollking, of course, very popular set in Cyrodiil. Gives you that massive health recovery when you're under 50%. Doesn't seem to proc with Critical Surge or Dark Deal, just Vigor, but it's really worth running. When you're in a tight spot, you pop Vigor, and you really know about it. You're back to full health in no time, so yeah, really nice set to use. Onto the other 5-piece Shackle Breaker. I prefer this than Bone Pirate. Obviously I'm using gold food, but I like to have a bit more Maximum Magicka, just for Critical Surge, Dark Deal and Streak of course. Onto the traits of the jewellery, you got Infused Stamina Recovery. That's all you need really, just 1 Infused Stamina Recovery. The sustain's fine. 1 Infused Weapon Damage, 1 Bloodthirsty Weapon Damage for that little bit more execute. Onto the skills, Critical Surge, obviously a really good heal over time, gives you major brutality. Poison Injection, obviously if you've got the Master's Bow, that's buffing the weapon damage of that, but run it regardless, it's a nice damage over time. Hurricane gives you that major ward, major resolve, 10% speed increase, which is really nice. Huge AoE damage from that as well. Dark Deal, obviously convert Magicka into health and stamina, which is it's a really good heal actually. Draining Shot, now this has been buffed a bit, the Draining Shot, in the last few patches. Used to have a really short range, but now, especially when you're near a keep, you can fire it from really far away, and it's a stun. As soon as they break free from the stun, you get healed as well, which is crazy. Temporal Guard, I know it's a bit of a grind to get the Psijic up to 10, but Temporal Guard's well worth it. Resolving Vigor, of course, on the front bar. Rending Slashes, this is your main spammable ability. Bound Armaments gives you a bit more stamina on the front bar and increases your light attack damage by 11%. Steel Tornadoes, the execute, crazy range on that as well. Streak, another stun, 3 stuns in this build, which is nice. And Dawnbreaker of Smiting, which is your ultimate ability. Onto the champion points, I'm not really going to go into them too much, I'll just display them on the screen. You can obviously tweak them a little bit, how you want to have it. Probably more optimised champion points out there, but yeah, these are the ones I'm using. Now if you liked the video, give it a like. If you didn't, give it a dislike. I'll see you on the next one.